What's going on, YouTube? So I'm back with another video answering a question from a guy who just commented on my last video that I posted right before this for the 3 tips of carb cycling. And he asked, you mentioned in your video 3 body types. He said he can't tell me the names of them because he has no idea what I said. Could I elaborate on them more? So in this video I want to talk about the 3 body types a little bit, and I want to explain possibly the most important thing that you need to first take into account whenever you are getting on any kind of diet, on any kind of training, and taking any kind of supplements. So let's break these down. First and foremost, we'll talk about an ectomorph. Ectomorph is a name for a skinny guy. A skinny guy who can't put on weight very easily, a skinny guy who can't put on muscle very easily, and someone who loses weight extremely easily. So when you are an ectomorph, you will find that you are normally very low in body fat already, and you can't put on weight to save your life. So when you are trying to put on weight, you can't follow what someone who is overweight and trying to lose weight does. You have to be getting in a lot of carbs. You have to be getting in a lot of calories. You have to be in a caloric surplus first off. Once you are in that caloric surplus, you have to make sure that you're breaking those up into the right macros. A good macro split for an ectomorph is 60-20-20. That means 60% carbs, 20% fats, 20% protein. That will get you the carbs that your body needs to grow, and if you're getting if you're staying in a caloric surplus, it's going to give your body the calories it needs to continue getting bigger. Then comes your training. You need to make sure that you are not focusing just on strength training, which is lower reps. You need to focus more on hypertrophy, which is breaking down your muscle fibers so that your muscles actually grow, unless your goal is to get stronger. Something that I actually implement in my clean bulk program is doing a little ratio of training where you go 1 strength workout to every 2 hypertrophy workouts, and this ratio has been proven to increase size and strength the fastest way possible. So you need to do that with your training. Then comes your supplements. When you're a hard gainer, an ectomorph trying to gain weight, first and foremost, you need to make sure you're on creatine. Creatine, whether you've heard good or bad things about it, is amazing, and it has proven time and time again to put on size and strength. So you need to be taking 5 grams of creatine every single day post-workout, and you need to be making sure that you're getting protein in post-workout as well. So those are the best 3 tips for an ectomorph. That is a hard gainer. Next, I want to move into a mesomorph. A mesomorph is the guy in between the hard gainer, the guy who can't put on weight very easily, and an overweight person who can't lose weight to save their life. So we have mesomorph right in the middle. Mesomorph is what you would consider to be an athlete, a football player, someone who can get on the bench press and they can put up some good weight, and they can put on muscle pretty easily. Or if they were on some kind of fat burning diet and they were doing a bunch of cardio, they could burn fat pretty easily. Mesomorph is probably the best body type to be a part of. A mesomorph, when you're a mesomorph, you just basically need to be on a clean diet. You can carb cycle, you can flexible diet. You just need to make sure that your calories are clean. Normally you don't have to go into a caloric deficit, depending on what you're trying to do. If you are a mesomorph and you're falling into that, let's say 10, 15, maybe 20% body fat range, and you're trying to cut down, I would recommend carb cycling. If you are a mesomorph and let's say your body fat's already pretty lean, you've been working out for a while and you want to gain some weight, I would go on a balanced diet, and I would go into a slight caloric surplus while keeping your calories clean. Mesomorphs, you have to be focusing on more so hypertrophy training. That way you can burn calories and break down your muscle fibers, and you also have to implement cardio. Something I didn't mention about ectomorphs is skinny guys, you don't have to do much cardio. Maybe once a week, maybe. I am an ectomorph, and I don't hardly ever do cardio because I don't have to, because I have more trouble putting on weight. Mesomorph, you are going to have to do cardio. I recommend doing HIIT cardio 2 to 3 times a week if you really want to get shredded down, especially if you're in some kind of caloric surplus and you're trying to put on muscle at the same time. Definitely cardio. And then as far as supplement goes, it depends again what your goal is. If you're trying to put on size and strength and you're trying to lean down, you can take creatine as well. I would also recommend a fat burner. Maybe some BioBurn by Global Formulas is what I would recommend for my clients who it's a pre-cardio formula that you take that kicks your body into the Krebs cycle and helps you burn fat like immediately. So I'd recommend that, or I'd recommend maybe Blade by Blue Star Nutraceuticals. I've recommended that to people in the past. It's a 24-hour fat burner, helps boost your BMR, helps boost your metabolism. So I'd recommend those as far as the Mesomorph goes. Last, we have Endomorph. Endomorph is your overweight person, someone who has probably always been overweight. You got a big belly on you. You would find it very hard to lose any kind of weight, and you find it extremely easy to put on more weight. You guys need to focus a lot more heavily on your diet. If you are not in a caloric deficit, meaning you're getting in less calories than what your body burns, you are never going to burn weight. You're never going to lose weight, ever. Never going to. You're always going to be in the same shape you're in. So you first off need to make sure you're in a caloric deficit. Second off, you can do a carb cycle, or you can do a flexible diet, just as long as like I said, you're in a caloric deficit. Carb cycle would probably be the fastest way, and that's what I recommend to all of my clients who are overweight, trying to get down lean as fast as possible, is a carb cycle. So make sure you're doing that and keeping your carbs a little bit lower. If you are going to do a balanced diet, a good split would probably be 40% carbs, and then maybe 30 or 40% fats, and then 20, maybe 30, 25% proteins. And then as far as Mesomorph goes, I didn't touch on that. Good breakdown for you would be 50, 25, 25. 50% carbs, 25% protein, 25% fat. That's if you're doing balanced. If you're doing carb cycling, it's all different. And then back to Endomorph. As far as your training goes, you need to be kicking up your cardio. I highly recommend getting in HIIT cardio minimum 3 times a week, and then also incorporating LIST cardio, low intensity steady state cardio. And this is basically just a slower form of cardio where you don't break, where you basically go at a rate like a fast walk or a stair climber, where you can actually hold a conversation and your body just burns fat the entire time, and you can do it as long as you want. Or HIIT cardio, high intensity interval training, and you'd be doing HIIT cardio minimum 3 times a week. And then comes your training. You need to make sure that you are staying in higher reps. You do not want to be trying to get down to anything lower than 8 reps. You're wasting your time, because you're going to be trying to put on strength and you're not going to be breaking down any kind of muscle fibers. And 12 to 20 reps is going to help give your muscles, or give your metabolism, that boost that you get from weight training. So you need to make sure you're doing higher reps and getting that time under tension on your muscles. Then comes supplements. And when you are overweight, you don't necessarily need any kind of supplements. You just need to be focusing on your diet. But if you want to, like I said, you can take the BioBurn from Global Formulas before your cardio workouts. You take your BioBurn before your cardio for to kick in that fat burn, or you can take Blade by the Blue Star Nutraceuticals. It's a 24-hour fat burner. It's basically a little bit of a thermogenic. It's going to help just burn calories all day long. So that is my quick breakdown of the 3 body types and the 3 best tips for each body type. I hope you guys take that into consideration the next time you are going to start on a plan. If you don't know what body type you are, I actually have a completely free quiz that will match you up, that will basically tell you your body type and tell you the diet and training that is perfect for your body type. Because a lot of times people fall into 2 of these. It's not always you're just falling into only an ectomorph or only a mesomorph or only an endomorph. You can be an ecto-meso or a meso-endo, anything like that. So I made a quiz that matches you up with the perfect diet and training for your body. So if you want to check that out, you can click the link in the description below. If anything in this video helps you, please give it a thumbs up, and comment any questions you have below so I can answer it in videos just like this. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That way you get notified when I release new videos, because it could be your question that I'm answering. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.